Mr. President.
Senator from Massachusetts.
Mr. President, before Mayor Menino cues the duck boats for the victory parade in Boston on Saturday, I wanted to take a moment with my colleague here on the Senate floor to celebrate a really extraordinary victory by the Boston Bruins. After a really grueling 39 years of so many ups and downs, heartbreaking misses and almosts, the Stanley Cup is coming back to Boston. And that is thanks to the extraordinary grit of a special hockey team, a team that had really remarkable character. I have to say, and I say this, I hope cautiously, because I know pride comes before a fall, but nevertheless, we in Massachusetts are blessed with an embarrassment of riches right now, because the last night's heart-stopping Game 7 victory against the Vancouver Canucks is now allowing us to celebrate our 7th championship for our city in the last decade. And again, I know pride comes before the fall, but sweeping the Yankees a weekend ago and now winning this isn't too bad. So as a lifelong hockey fan and a guy who still tries to get around a rink occasionally when my hips allow me to do that, the Bruins win last night really was one of the sweetest ever. And that's partly because it was in such a long time coming, but it's also because of the determination that this team showed in getting there. Not since 1972 have the Bruins brought home the coveted Stanley Cup, and not since the 1970 championship with the legendary Bobby Orr's flying goal has there been so much for Boston hockey fans to cheer about. This Boston Bruins team made history, not just in the championship, but in the way they got there. They're the first team in NHL history to win a Game 7 3 times in the same postseason. They did it with a kind of hard-nosed, selfless, remember the fundamentals, play the basics, gritty kind of teamwork that we in Boston admire so much. And during the Bruins' run to the championship, we got to witness a very special kind of pride and encouragement that came from our city. There was a black and gold Bruins jersey on the statue of Paul Revere. Before Game 7, everybody got to see our injured forward, Nathan Horton, pouring a bottle of Boston water onto the Vancouver ice. This team couldn't and wouldn't lose at home, and last night, Horton's magic water turned Vancouver into our home ice. And today, all of New England is home for the world's champion Boston Bruins. I have to say that with last night's victory, yet another Bruin legend was born. Goalie Tim Thomas. In 7 spectacular games, again and again, Tim turned back Vancouver and held the Canucks to 8 goals only in the entire series. In the final shutout, Tim had 37 saves, so it was more than appropriate that he was named the playoffs' most valuable player. And I'd say that what Curt Schilling was to the 2004 Red Sox, Tim Thomas is to the Bruins today. Mr. President, this Stanley Cup win is a victory for everyone in Massachusetts who's ever laced up a skate and braved black ice on frozen ponds early in the morning, to every parent who's ever packed their kids into a minivan at 4 in the morning to get to practice, for everyone who remembers their heart skipping a beat when Bobby Orr sailed through the air in victory, for everyone who never stopped rooting for this team over a 4-decade drought. We hear our own voices in the words of Tim Thomas last night when he proclaimed, "You've been waiting for it for a long time, but you got it. You wanted it, you got it, we're bringing it home." Just as it was for the Red Sox for a long time, some people said this day was never going to come. And just as it was for the Red Sox and a curse that we no longer hear much about, some even blamed fate for the drought. But after last night, Mr. President, Boston proved once again, never underestimate an underdog. And so final score, Bruins 1, fate 0. I'm proud to offer my congratulations to the Bruins players, the coaches, the front office, for a great series, for a great season, and for being great champions. This team never quit. They never lost focus. They believed in themselves as individuals, and above all, they believed in themselves as a team. So we can't wait for Saturday, when we will see the city of Boston's reflection in the polished silver and nickel of Lord Stanley's Cup. Welcome back to Boston.
That was great.